In this video, we are going to discuss on the multiplication of surds. But before we go into solving examples on multiplication of surds, now let me show you this real quick. When it comes to the aspect of the multiplication of surds, similar surd is not applicable here. So what it simply means is that the surds that you are going to be given to multiply, it is either they are already in their basic form or they are not yet in their basic form. So if they are in their basic form, you go ahead to do your multiplication. But if they are not in their basic form, then it simply means you have to put them in their basic form before you go ahead to do to carry out your multiplication process. But mostly questions on the multiplication of surds only covers areas that it has already been simplified into their basic forms. So your own is just to go ahead with your multiplication process. Now, in the aspect of multiplication, when you are to multiply two surds, it simply means that the number outside the square root sign will multiply another number outside the square root sign, while the number under the square root sign multiplies another number under the square root sign. But in a situation where you have a number that is not under the square root to multiply another number that is under the square root sign, it will just be the combination of just the two of them. They cannot multiply. Rather, for example, this is what I'm talking about. In a situation where you have something like 3 times root of 2, you cannot come and say 3 times 2 equal to root of 6. No, rather what you are going to have is 3 root of 2. But in a situation where you have 3 root of 2 times root of 2, if you look at this now, we have a number under the square root sign, we have another number under the square root sign. But in this case now, these two numbers, they are the same. I will also show you in a situation where they are not the same, you can still multiply. So it simply means that for me to multiply this now, this is going to give me 3. I am now going to multiply these two numbers. So that means 2 times 2. So which should give me 3 root of 2 times 2 is 4. And what is the square root of 4? Which is 2. So 3 times 2, my answer in this case becomes what? 6. Now, in a situation where you have, let's say we have 3 root of 2 to multiply 5 root of 3. So, in this situation now, the number outside multiplies the number outside, and the one inside multiplies the one inside. So, that means we are going to have it as 3 times 5. Then, you can, if you like, you can put your multiplication here as well. Then we are going to have what? 2 times 3. That is the 2 under the square root sign here and the 3 under the square root sign here. So at the end, you are going to have 3 times 5, which is 15, to multiply 2 times 3, which is what? The root of 6. So at the end, your answer becomes what? 15 root of what? Of 6. So this is what I am trying to make us to understand in the aspect of what? Of multiplication. So in our next video, we are now going to look at some examples. We'll pick up some questions and then we'll be able to what? To multiply them, and then we'll move on to the last one, which is the rationalization of surd. See you in the next video.